Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning is on a powerful and diverse group of young leaders committed to making a difference in Milwaukee. I'm referring to the Milwaukee Youth Council. Youth Council members represent young people in their automatic districts, and it's my pleasure to have one of those members here with us today. My guest is Kalan Hayward II, who is a member of the Milwaukee Youth Council. Hi, Kalan.
Hi, Andrea.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And I really want to first commend you for doing an outstanding job working for the city to make a difference. And for those at home who may not know, June 8th is going to mark the 10th anniversary of the Youth Council. And a brief history, the idea of the Youth Council was first suggested by 2nd District Alderman Joe Davis. He was talking to some young people in the city, and he thought a youth council was a legitimate way of giving young people a voice in the affairs while getting them engaged in a civic life, and that's exactly what you are doing. So if you would tell us what some of your responsibilities are and some of the other things that you guys do in the youth council.
Okay, so the main focus of being on the youth council is representing the youth in your district. So I represent the 6 automatic districts, so my job is to do what best affects my district and the city of Milwaukee as a whole. So currently we're working on a couple different things. Annually we work on this one same initiative, which is the CDBG grant reprogramming money. So we have to give out grant money to organizations that support youth. This year our focus is on youth employment, youth engagement, and non-violent activities.
Okay.
So next month, we're actually going to be going into picking those organizations that we give our grant money to. So yeah, and then we also working on the youth court, which is how youth court started was I went to a youth conference last October, and there was another youth court there from Forest County. They gave a simulation of what they do in their city, and I thought, like, why doesn't the city of Milwaukee have one? So I came back, talked to a couple people, and they said it was a good idea. So I talked to the city clerk, and I was like, we should get this on our agenda. And then we got it on the agenda, we started talking about it. He talked to the courthouse, the municipal court, and they liked the idea, so we put something together. We got a checklist, ran through the checklist. And what the youth court does is it gives youth a second chance. So when youth commit first-time misdemeanors, they get a chance to go to the youth court to get another option to go into jail, getting a ticket, and have it on their name. They get a chance to actually go do community service, write up a letter of apology or something that best fits the crime. We're debating about it maybe 90 days to actually complete it, and then they check back in with us, and hopefully they completed it, so therefore we can now grant them the opportunity of clearing the name with the misdemeanor so they can start over. Now, if they fail to do it, of course they have to get referred back to the actual court, but it still gives them a second chance. Because once you're in the system, it's really hard to get out. So we want to stop that and hopefully try to make an impact on that.
I love that, and already I can tell I've got myself a leader here. So in listening to you talk, it sounds like you are concerned with mainly giving young people that opportunity to start over, because a lot of times that's what happens. Kids make mistakes, then they're in the system, and sometimes they get stuck in that system even as an adult. So how important is a second chance?
I believe a second chance is very important, especially when it comes to the criminal justice system, because you can even get in trouble for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're being caught with your friend, and your friend did something, but you get in trouble too for being a party to a crime. So a second chance basically just gives youth a chance to actually prove themselves and show that they're not that one mistake they made. So they won't be judged for their entire life on what they did, and they might regret.
Okay, so when were you first exposed to the Youth Council, and how did you know you wanted to be a part of it?
I believe I was in 6th grade.
Oh, wow.
And I went to Hillside Boys and Girls Club. And there I saw a flyer, the brochure they had, and I picked it up. I'm a curious guy, so I picked it up and I looked into it, read it, and then I'm like, oh, I want to try this. But then I saw the age. It was 14 to 18, high school age. So I was like, I gotta wait. But the whole time I was still looking into it, seeing what they were doing. And I actually got a chance last summer. My district opened up, so I was able to actually apply and get accepted into the youth council, because I really believe in making an impact on my community, especially while having a chance to represent the youth.
Yeah, and you're doing just that. I think it's important to have you here today because on so many occasions, you know, we hear about all the negative things that go on with young people. They're stealing cars, they don't go to school, they're drinking, smoking, all these different things. But I think it's important to shine a light on the positive youth that are out there who are really working to make a difference, and you would be one of those young people. So you are currently at Rufus King High School, and you serve as a student ambassador and a member of the National Junior Honor Society. So what year are you at King?
I just completed my sophomore year. I'm going to my junior now.
Wow, getting ready to be a junior. I would think that you were getting ready to graduate and go to law school listening to you. So what are your plans for the future?
After I graduate from Rufus King in 2017, I either want to go to Marquette University, Howard University, or Stanford University, and apply for 2 majors, major in business and then major in political science, and then minor in law.
Okay, I knew you were going to be an attorney. I just knew it. So there are a lot of young people who really don't realize that their futures are in their own hands in many ways, because you hear people say the sky's the limit, but there are a lot of kids who can't really see past their front door. All they see is what's going on in their neighborhoods, and they really don't realize that there's so much more out there in the world and that it could be theirs. What would you say to a young person who has maybe given up on dreaming big?
I actually have encountered several times. I personally, I didn't really start doing what I was doing until the beginning of my sophomore year. Before that, I was just a regular kid trying to have fun and enjoying life. Even my freshman year, I was just hanging out with friends every day, doing schoolwork, and that was it. But then as I started actually getting out in my community and actually opening my eyes to things, I started to notice that there's more out there. I always have big dreams, but I didn't notice I could actually accomplish those big dreams now until I actually start opening my eyes and trying to get out there and just asking questions.
Yeah, and getting out there means, you know, realizing that there are opportunities for you at your age. You don't have to wait till you graduate from college to make a difference. There are so many things that young people can get involved in, and you mentioned being at the Boys and Girls Club. How big of an impact has that had on you growing up?
Being at the Boys and Girls Club, it allowed me to actually be around more youth. If I would have went to the Boys and Girls Club, I would have just went home and watched Disney Channel and
little Nickelodeon.
Right, played outside, didn't major, and just doing what a normal kid was supposed to do. But the Boys and Girls Club gave me a chance to actually experience new things, go on field trips during the summer, go on field trips during the school year. Even had several opportunities to actually be a part of different clubs and projects that I got a chance to do different things. Like I was chosen to be a part of the science group or clubbish kind of thing. But we had to go to the museum, and they had a program where you went there, you learned about different things, dissected frogs, and learned about the frogs, then mummified them. So, and then after that, they took those frogs and put them in the mummy exhibit. So that was a good thing. And then we had to go back, me and my partner had to go back and make a presentation to actually go to the headquarters of the Boys and Girls Club and present to the higher ups and the donors and things like that. So it gave me a chance to do more, getting involved in my own life, actually going out there doing things that I wouldn't normally do. Yeah,
and I asked you that for a specific reason, because here we are coming up on the summer months, and to hear you talk about the Boys and Girls Club, I wanted parents out there who have not experienced what it can do for their child to know that it is a positive place for the kids to be. And I've had the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Metropolitan Milwaukee here, and he's given us the examples from the administration standpoint, but we're hearing from a student who actually has benefited from being a part of the Boys and Girl Club. So you would say that it's something you recommend for young people to get involved in?
Yes.
Okay. And the city of Milwaukee, needless to say, has a number of issues, and we've talked about many of them right here on this show. As a member of the Milwaukee Youth Council, what issues are most important to you?
With the whole youth court, youth violence, youth justice, and things that impair youth. So you've been allowed to express their voice and things of that nature.
Okay, so when you're at Rufus King on a daily basis, what is it that kids are talking about that maybe adults have no clue on?
Interesting question. See, at school, there's not a lot going on. You go there, you learn. It's like if you're not in class, you're having fun. So
nobody's talking about issues.
Yeah, not a lot. But I go to Urban Underground, which is a community organization.
Okay.
And they focus a lot more on those things that impact you. They actually have a program that runs year on, and they train you and try to teach you about stuff that is that's affecting your community and going on around you. And that also played a big part in opening my eyes up to what is actually going on around me.
Okay, so with that particular group, is violence always like at the top of the list of what everybody's concerned with? Because it really does affect everyone.
Yeah, they try to target violence a lot. We actually around the Don Trey Hamilton case, we actually went to help go march, and I was asked to speak at the courthouse. So I actually had to speak on the whole situation, and that group just really tries to get youth involved in their lives.
I love that. And you have mentioned that you represent District 6, and your alderwoman is Malele Coggs, and she too has been on this show. So specific issues in your district, do you have an opportunity to talk with the alderwoman and you work with her on engaging with the youth?
Yes, this summer we're going to have this summer I'm going to be done with school for the summer. She's going to be open, I'm going to be open. So we're going to have a lot more time to actually meet together and actually try to see what we can do to make things happen.
I love that. I really do. So when does the Youth Council meet? So this means that if there's a young person out there who would like to get involved, they need to be able to balance the scheduling of maybe if they play basketball or homework, things of that nature. What's the schedule like for you?
The Youth Council, I believe, it's very easy working your schedule. We have our standard 2 meetings a month. We meet the second and fourth Wednesday of the month. The first time we meet, which is the second Wednesday of the month, is a formal meeting inside the Common Council chambers, and that's when a lot of the stuff, we have the Channel 25 cameras on us, and that's when the news usually comes in, and that's when they just that's when the superintendent came. So when people are coming to speak with us, we meet in the Common Council chambers. But the fourth Wednesday of the month, that's when we go back to room 301B, and we actually get to have more of a conversation.
Okay.
So the informal meeting is more of trying to get the job done. Okay. The formal meeting is more trying to update on what we're doing.
Okay, so we will talk about the meeting that the Youth Council meeting members had with the superintendent of MPS a little later down the line. But first, I wanted to make sure everyone understands what some of the prerequisites are to being a member of the council. You already mentioned you have to be between the ages of 14 and 18. Is there anything else that kids need to be aware of?
The only thing you have to be is 14 to 18. I suggest you have a passion for what you're doing, and have to live in the district you represent. So,
okay, makes a lot of sense, and it's a 1-year commitment as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you come back after the 1 year, or is it 1 year and out and give another kid a chance? How's that work?
Usually when people come, they stay until they graduate.
Okay.
So you can stay 1 year, but once that 1 year is done, you can either leave or continue, or you can leave and give your seat to someone who wants to continue doing what you were doing.
Okay, so as we wrap up this segment, tell young people out there who are watching how they can go about preparing themselves for being a part of the council if that's something they're interested in, because you did give your opinion. You said they should have a passion for the issues or to help make a difference. What else do you think would be a characteristic needed to be effective on the council?
I think in order to be effective in the council, which is it goes for the same thing in life too, you have to know your history. So even if you're at home, go on the Milwaukee Youth Council website and look at old meetings we had that were recorded, and just watch what we do. Look at old legislation that we passed. Study that. Our fourth Wednesday meeting is on Google Hangout. You could chime into those and then watch what we do then. But just study what we did and learn, picture what we do, and then that's prepare you. Even come and sit in one of our meetings in person. Talk to us. If you can, it's easy to get our contact information. Just email one of us. Contact us on Facebook, Twitter, and just talk to us.
Yes. It's the world of social media, so it's not hard to find you guys, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking to me. And if you would, I'd love for you to stick around so we can continue to find out some of the things that the Milwaukee Youth Council has done and what you have planned to do in the future.
Okay.
All right. Kalan Hayward II is a student at Rufus King High School and a member of the Milwaukee Youth Council. For more information on the council, you can log on to milwaukee.gov/Youth Council or call 414-286-2221. When we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll continue our conversation with Kalan about the Youth Council and some of the work they've been doing to make a difference right here in the city of Milwaukee. We'll be right back.